We've been a lot more intentional about our mornings, making sure that we start our days off on the right foot.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Making Mommy Moo Show. We've got Larry on again with us today. I'm really trying to get him on consistently because I love talking to him first of all because he's my husband, but I've been really trying, baby. Also because he gives another perspective, like as a spouse, as a man, as a business partner, entrepreneur, especially when we're trying to grow our business together. As you know, we're married. We've been married for almost 4 years now. Mm-hmm. And we have this entrepreneurial dream and big goals to accomplish in our life together. And I think it's really fun, especially because today we want to talk about work-life balance.
Yes. Big stuff.
Yeah. This is something that we struggle with, and I'm sure you guys might also if you're growing your businesses and trying to do all the things. We are often pulled in a lot of different directions at the same time, and it can be difficult to manage. Yeah. So, tell them some of the things that we've been doing.
Yeah, well, what have we not been doing?
Well, trying to be on top of the way that we manage what we're doing and also, prioritize so that we still get the family time in and our relationship time and move the needle to our goals.
Yeah, we've been a lot more intentional about our mornings, making sure that we start our days off on the right foot and really dedicating, the first, 2-3 hours of the day to getting ourselves in the right headspace and, mentally, physically, making sure we have good breakfast, we go to the gym, we get all of our thoughts out on paper before we really start the day, spend a little bit of time with the kids before they go to daycare, and then from there our productivity is just so much better because we might spend 3 hours in the morning not being productive in a work sense, but we're being productive in a self-care and in a self-development sense.
Yeah, that's important. And I think that's something that isn't talked about enough is the importance of self-care, because if you're not filling your cup up first, you have nothing else to give across the board. So in regards to a work-life balance, when you are prioritizing both your health and work, you're able to see everything move across the board towards the goals that you want to reach. Mm-hmm. Personally, we want to reach our goal weights, we want to be fit, we want to be healthy, we want to all these things that we keep saying we want to do, but when we're prioritizing it in the morning, we're actually seeing the results happen.
Yes, because that's something that everyone says. I want to lose weight. I want to spend more time with my kids. My business is to grow faster. But if you don't start with yourself and putting yourself in the right headspace first thing in the morning, the needle's going to move a lot slower in everything else. Because you're going to wake up, you're going to be grumpy, you're not going to want to do what you need to do for the day. And it might take you a couple, 2-3 hours in the morning before you get the ball rolling in your business work, but it's so crucial to do that because I spent 10 years as a mechanic and wake up in the morning, wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, be at work, 6:30, 7 o'clock, not spending any time in the morning taking care of what I need to take care of, not eating breakfast, not spending any time with the kids or any mental exercises, no journaling or anything like that. And it really makes the day hard. You don't get motivated, you just kind of are waiting through the day until you come home and you get to go to bed. Mm-hmm. So now that I'm full-time in our businesses and I have that free time in the morning, you spend those 2-3 hours and you really make it a priority.
Well, I think that's something that we could touch on because you're making it intentional to have that quote-unquote free time in the morning because as entrepreneurs, it's really easy for us to just jump up and get started with the day or say, you know what, I've got a really busy schedule today. I don't have time to get in a workout or eat breakfast or journal, even though all of those things might take 2 hours out of the day.
Yeah, of your 12 hours that you can be productive throughout the day, if you take 2 of those, you still have 10 hours to kick ass.
Yeah.
But that's something, too, is that a lot of people don't touch on, is your priorities. Because if you make everything a priority, nothing's a priority. So you need to decide that my mental and physical well-being is first priority in the morning, and that sets the stage for the rest of your day. And then you pick a handful of other things that you want to prioritize for the day that you want to get done. Because if you have a to-do list that's 15 items long, you're not going to put your full effort into each and everything because you're going to want to get the whole list done. But if you make that list 5 items,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, all right, spend my 2-3 hours in the morning doing what I need to do for myself, and then X amount of time this, this, and this, your chances of those things being done with better quality and to a higher standard are a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I think that something that could be helpful is to look at it like by the week instead of by the day also.
Yeah.
Because if you have like these intentions for the week, then you're able to break it down and it's not so overwhelming. So it might be, you might have 15 things on your list, but if you're only doing 3 per day over the course of 5 days, you're going to have a lot more space to be able to do it. You might actually get more than that done.
Yeah.
But those are just your intentions for the day so that you're still moving the needle toward the goal, like at the end of the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely important to set yourself up for success. And that's, a very broad statement, but to simplify it, it's just start your day off on the right foot. Make sure you do what you need to do to put yourself in the right headspace. And something that I thought was a lot of malarkey was writing and just getting stuff down on paper, because Lyss does it all the time. Everything that's in her head that she wants to get done or anything, it's written down. We have about 1,000 composition notebooks. I think I see 6 of them on her desk over here, just off the screen. And each one of them is halfway full of just her mind. And I always just keep everything in my head, and I'm like, okay, well, I got to do this, that, and the next. And then it sits in my head for days, weeks.
Or you forget.
Yeah, and then I forget, and it gets pushed off so far that it's gone. But if I write down, I got to send emails to these people, I got to set up these accounts, I got to do this, that, and the next. If I write it all down and I see it, and I'm like, okay, the total time to do these tasks, it'll probably take me a day to do these 5 tasks, because none of them are big. They just need to get done.
Mm-hmm.
And you can prioritize and say, okay, these are off my list, out of my head, gone. What's next?
And then you also see, like, at the end of the day, we have these goals. So one of them is to grow our Jersey stripe business, and the other is to grow your real estate business and, like, garden in the pines and whatever else we have going on. So it's like, this is moving the needle for this business, this is moving the needle for that business, this is moving the needle for us.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to see it, like, written out is a lot easier to know that you're working and actually accomplishing anything. And then, like, on the mental side, it also helps because then you actually feel like you're making a difference and seeing the progress.
Yeah.
Where if you're not writing it down, you might just feel like you've just been working for no reason or, like, nothing's really happening. And it's like seeing it happening, looking at your results, looking at what you've accomplished and how far you've come, it makes it that much more motivating to keep going too.
Yeah, I was going to say that something that's big is the fulfilling nature of completing tasks.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's in your head, you constantly will think of new things to replace whatever you just finished. So if you have to send emails to 5 people and you send those emails, you're like, all right, well, now I have to do this. And now I have to do that. And you keep finishing things and you keep piling onto your list, and the things become less significant because they're just stuff that's been in the back of your head. Like, I really got to fix the squeaky gate outside. And you're totally off track of your work and your productivity to grow your business, that you're outside, weed whacking instead of doing what you need to do. Even though you feel like it needs to get done, it's not a priority per se. So to have those things written down and say, all right, this is what I'm doing today, or this is what I'm doing this week. And then once you get to the end of that list, you write down your next set of things, because what you're writing down is what your brain is telling you is the most predominant, the highest priority.
Yeah. And to touch on, like, you feeling like you need to do some stuff, like, around the house, you could create, like, blocks, essentially, in your day to say, okay, for the first 2 hours, I'm going to prioritize myself. For the next 4 hours, I'm going to prioritize my business and move these things and get these accomplished. And then the last 2 hours, I'm going to prioritize housework. So that might be weed whack, it might be mowing the lawn, fixing the gate, or doing laundry, or whatever it is, just to keep you feeling sane in your house, in your household.
Yeah.
So breaking it down into blocks, you feel like you're moving the needle, you're feeling accomplished, you actually are moving the needle on accomplishing your goals, and you also feel like you're able to get stuff done that needs to get done, even if it's not a priority per se.
Yeah, it makes you feel productive and more than just your business aspect, because you're moving the needle in your business and completing whatever task you feel like you need to complete for the day for your business. But then also, when you pull up to your house after being out and you see your yard looks like crap, or that, like, your flower beds are all full of weeds and, just the stuff that you look at and you're like, wow, that really looks like crap. You can put that on your list and say, I'm going to give myself 2 hours to weed the flower beds. Mm-hmm. So that way, the next time you pull up to your house and you see it, it's like, all right, I feel better about that. And it's just something that makes you feel good in the sense that, like, your property looks better. It's a different sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Outside of, because I know that sending emails and making phone calls isn't always the most fulfilling activities. You get it done because, that's how your business grows. But at least for me, I know sitting on my computer for 2-3 hours, even though I'm doing the most meaningful work, it doesn't feel as fulfilling because I'm a very active, kind of hands-on person. I want to be outside, using my hands, running around. So to be able to express that in the sense of yard work or fixing something or whatever, I guess it adds to a quality of life, at least personally.
Yeah. Some of you might relate. Some of you might just want to outsource those things and do whatever feels right for you.
Yeah, because you can spend $100 a month on a landscaper that's going to come and mow and weed whack your lawn, and you won't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Whatever is important to you, whatever you feel like you need to do, and makes you happy at the end of the day. He enjoys yard work, so
yeah, it's
like kind of like peaceful and like.
Yeah, it's just kind of like alone time in my head and get to like sort through thoughts as I'm doing kind of like a mindless activity that's productive, because when I'm sending emails and making proposals and stuff like that, it's very intentional and I'm using a lot of brain power, and I guess it doesn't leave a lot of room for creativity, and it's kind of a weird feeling, but to be able to organize my shed brings me some sort of inner peace to know that like my crap isn't everywhere and I feel okay. Even though I go in the shed like twice a week and I'm in there for 30 seconds. But to know like...
It's like a sense of calming and like control also.
Yeah, to know when I go in there to grab something, I don't have to fight my way through all the stuff that's on the floor. I can just go grab what I need and get out.
Yeah.
So it's the stuff that lingers in the back of your head that's just kind of annoying. Make time to get that done so it's not in the back of your head. And as the weeks go on and as you cross these things off your list, off your back-end list, your priorities for your business, the time for that grows.
It should.
It should.
Yeah.
Because if you're, if you have 10 hours from the time you drop your kids off at daycare to the time that you pick them up, say, you spend 3 hours on yourself, and then you spend 4 hours working on your business, that leaves you, another 3 hours that you can dedicate to whatever else. But as you finish those things, that means that you can either spend 4 hours in the morning. When you're done with the gym, you can...
Listen to a book.
Yeah, listen to a book or meditate or, sit in a massage chair for an hour and...
Things that bring you joy.
Yeah. Or you can add another hour onto your workday. Or, you can take that extra 3 hours, you and your spouse, and you can spend that time together before you get the kids, have some mommy-daddy time. And it makes it easier to structure your day, I think.
Totally.
Once you get the stupid crap out of the way, over time, you open up your schedule. And like you said, you can delegate that stuff. If you have eager family member that likes to clean and organize, say, hey, I'll throw you a couple bucks if you want to clean my shed. Or, you got somebody that, that would mow your lawn for you, throw them $50 and they do a good job. Just throw them $50 a week to mow your lawn. Whatever. To get that out of the back of your head and done.
Definitely. So, I think the big takeaway from this episode to manage your work-life balance is to write everything down first off, because if you don't know what you have to do, it's just gonna keep growing, and you're gonna forget about things, but it's also gonna be in the back of your head, so...
Yeah, it's the stuff that you forget about, but it's still there, so...
You need to, brain dump it to get it out, and then you're able to actually see the progress that you're making, to cross it off and see that you've been productive, that you're moving the needle, that things are getting done, that you feel productive, that you feel fulfilled and accomplished. Because these are all feelings that we need to feel as humans, right? So when we're actually feeling accomplished, we're going to be that much more productive. We're going to do that much better things. We're going to have better time with our kids and with our families and just as a person and feeling like ourselves.
Yeah. And the quality of our work will be better too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you guys for tuning into the show. We'd love to hear what your biggest takeaway was from this. What kind of actions you're going to be taking to prioritize your work-life balance and make sure that you're able to have the self-fulfilling and self-development time where you're able to actually fill your cup up in the morning and also move the needle in your life and your business, both professionally and personally, so that you feel accomplished and feel like you're living in a beautiful home and you're able to do everything that you want, that you keep your promises to yourself and follow through.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. Tag us on Instagram. It's at Lyss.Morton. I don't even know what yours is anymore.
Yeah, I'm not on it. Don't bother. I'll talk to her.
Send us an email, anything like that, and we'll love to hear it. Tag us, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.